Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
That's right, we're doing a show. Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door.
Me, DK?
And me, Than.
Anyway, I don't forget what we do. Bring you your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force. Baboon, right out of the gate. Lucy, 15 months. Lights. Thank you so much. G'day, Rays. How are you guys? Nice to see you. Kia ora, Dolly. Hello, chat. Nice to see you all. Nice to see you. Nice. It's very, very good to be here on this. What is going on? My computer's ground to a screeching halt. Wow.
Really? What a shame.
Yeah, you're better than this, PC.
Odd.
Is it though?
Yeah, is it?
Boy, between your shit in the bed PC and Than's legendarily stable internet connection at his hotel, we're in for a great show today with no difficulties whatsoever on the horizon.
It looks so janky. Does it look janky to you guys?
You're doing the robot.
Oh, that's so weird. Maybe it's my camera. Hang on a sec. Let's try this. Boop. That's better.
Oh my god.
It's brighter.
Jesus.
That's something. I don't know what that is, but that's certainly something.
We're doing it live, kids. We're doing it live. Not sure why, but like, I think it was the lights. The lights just freaked my camera the fuck
You're
out.
whiter than me now.
Wow, that's so weird. Hang on, this'll fix it. Maybe.
No, it won't.
We'll see. Nothing can fix that. Maybe a little sunshine.
It was like all your Polynesian ancestry just like leapt out of your body suddenly. It's like, oh no, you've been DK-fied.
That's it. We're out. Peace.
Urge to colonize rising.
Ew. Too soon. Too soon
for a colonialism joke.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is it though? Is it?
Nice to see you all.
Maybe not soon enough.
Nice to see you all, guys. Dolly, your mum and you have been making more fry bread today doing the last batch now. So, our friend, it's your girl Dolly in chat. She has been an absolute legend. Has been making fried bread, which is a New Zealand delicacy for you Americans. And has been selling them at work to raise funds for the charity stream, which is really, really awesome of you, nice. Dolly. Thank you so much. For a second, I thought Than didn't have a shirt on and the picture on his sleeve was a tattoo. We were just talking about his shenanigans in the van by the river. Yes. Anyway, take it off then. Yeah. So, what a week! Just
that's
over...
on my OnlyFans page.
That's right. Fry bread. Oh, Shawnee, it's so good. We might have to. Maybe we could organize something for Nats next year. I reckon. It's real bad for you, but it's awesome. It tastes so good. Right. So
all the best things in life.
Yeah, exactly right. $120 raised. That's so good. You'll make them for Nats. Let's go. So today won't be a long stream. But we're just checking in because it's important to make sure you check on the homeless. It can get quite cold out there. They have a rough time. All their stuff doesn't work. They're surrounded by cats. It's a tough life. But before we get there, I wanted to address. I don't like canceling streams because I really enjoy streaming. I generally only cancel if it's for disc golf or a family emergency or something, or like a sickness.
The two most important things in life.
That's right.
Family emergencies and disc golf.
There's usually a reason for it. I just wanted to oh hey cuz, nice to see you. I wanted to just say a quick message. Thank you for everyone who messaged me. Obviously I put in the Discord that we had to cancel Thunder on Thursday. Unfortunately, my mum was involved in a workplace accident, with a fairly serious one. She's doing okay. I have spoken to her a couple times. Obviously, she lives in Australia. But yeah, it was not good. And you know, yeah, it sort of it shook us up as a family. As it has been doing over the last, you know, couple of years. So it was
Understandably.
it was pretty rough.
Yeah, sure.
So she's doing okay. She's doing okay, but yeah, she wasn't in a good state. So yeah, she's gonna hopefully keep me updated. Yeah, like I said, I've spoken to her a couple times, and hopefully she doesn't have to spend too long in hospital. But yeah, whenever you see your
Nobody
mum,
wants that.
yeah, lay up in a
No,
hospital,
not
bed,
even a
so
little
it's
bit.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because of that, we haven't really, I haven't really been in a good headspace to kind of think too much about what we're going to talk about today either. But you know us, we're good at shooting the shit. So
We didn't want to miss out on seeing all of you lovely people.
that's right.
So
that's
we
right.
said we're gonna power through.
That's right. I played it by ear because I wasn't sure if we were going to stream today, but I did want to touch base and talk, have a yarn to you guys and see what's going on in your lives, and also, you know, just to check in with the general community, and you know, obviously we're working towards an event coming up, which we'll talk about soon. But hey Than, how is your van? How was Than in the van going? How you doing, bro?
Oh, so yeah, so I'm I'm still kind of recovering a little bit from the cross country drive.
How long did it
Yeah,
take?
It's a bit of a drive.
so okay, so it's from DFW to Portland is 2,000 miles, or about 3,600 kilometers for those of you who don't use Freedom units. My buddy Tav flew up from San Antonio to make the drive with me. Old school Sacramento players will remember that name. And so Google said it's going to take 30 hours of driving to do this. Okay, sure.
That's such a long
We
way.
did it in a total of 34 and a half.
Not
So
bad.
for those of you keeping track at home, that literally means we took 4.5 hours to take breaks, get food, have a nap total in the entire drive.
Oh, so that wasn't just driving time. That was total trip time.
34.5 hours total trip time.
Wow.
Oh.
Hashtag roll 34.
Which I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Tav was like a Green Beret or some shit. I don't know how you pulled that off. That was, oof.
Because I'm a night person, and honestly,
Yeah, some of those 34 hours were not night.
Hashtag manvan34.
34.
That was my favorite
no.
year of Manvan. Was in 34.
Good to know. So yeah, so the drive actually went amazingly smoothly. Even it's a musky vintage. Okay, yeah. Shawnee, you totally need to know about my jam. That's just how that goes.
This is just as a quick aside. This is probably my favorite of all of the Dr. Zeus novels. That's happening in chat right now.
It is pretty fucking entertaining.
Can someone animate that all, please? That'd be awesome. I would, or an art. Oh, hey, Lucy, do you want to make a children's book with us? It's called Than in a Van.
So
Than's
anyway,
Van Jam
yeah,
Slam.
yeah.
Well, Slam Man was in the van with Than, right? Oh no, it was Tav. It's
Yeah.
different. It's a
Yeah,
different man. Sorry.
much different. So yeah, so that drive in my car, which had which had just had the $6,000 of work done on it, which I'm still a little bitter about, with 3 cats. Yeah. So like the first lot of driving, I mean, we were basically swapping drivers every 3 to 4 hours, just trying to stay fresh. But the passenger couldn't sleep because of the 3 cats. Um, so they started out life in their carriers, but we opened the carriers because they had leashes and harnesses on them, so they could actually like move a little bit. And so my middle child basically said fuck this and stayed in this carrier for like the entire drive. And he was just like, nope, it's a cave, I'm done, fuck this. My oldest and youngest decided that they wanted to keep trying to get into the front seat and get to the driver to make the driver give them love. So whoever was in the passenger
Mhm.
seat kept having to grab the cat and was like, no,
Wrangle.
yeah, wrangle, you can't do that. um and yeah, so that was constant. Oldest did eventually make a nest behind the passenger seat, so she spent a lot of time there. And youngest then kept bouncing back and forth between his carrier and coming up front. So the reality as far as the cats go, like they were so good for the entirety of the drive. It could have been so much worse and would have made that drive so much more terrible. Um, we um, we we stopped. We basically stopped at a rest stop just after Moab, um, right around Moab in Utah, and got like a
Boys.
2 hour nap, like rest stop 2 hour nap, and gone again. Um, and that was like Moab was literally the halfway point. That was literally 15 hours of driving in.
Oh wow.
So that yeah, so that worked out pretty well. But yeah, we hit like like literally the absolute worst two things that happened on the drive from a traffic perspective. The absolute worst was actually just as we were trying to get to the rest stop to have the nap, because we're like, yes, that rest stop, we're gonna stop there. We're both tired. We both know we need to cool. We got stopped for 15 minutes by very well timed construction, because it's 2:45 in the morning on a 2-lane highway in the middle of nowhere.
Who the fuck would be
Um,
driving at that time?
yeah. So that there was basically a 15-minute stop because like one of the lanes was being resurfaced, and so there was a pilot car taking things back and forth. And so yeah, 15 minutes waiting for the pilot car to come back and grab us so we could go through.
Classic
Um,
Than Van traffic jam happening
yeah,
right
pretty
there.
much.
Yep.
It
And
was.
then yeah, and then at at Salt Lake, there was a traffic accident that I think slowed us down by about a minute and a half.
Ooh.
Oh
I
man.
know. Yeah, but literally from a traffic perspective, those were the only two things that happened. And the weather was good for the whole drive. Occasional, showers, but you know, nothing actually impactful
Mm.
as far as that goes.
There were not
So
occasional showers for the drivers though.
no, oh, there were not. Um, Definitely smelly men at the end of it.
Than's Van
Um,
smells like clams.
Something like that. Yeah. Um, so managed to get to yeah, managed to get to Portland. Oh, so the actual irritating thing about the drive. I wish I could say I never had to be on Interstate 84 ever again, but I'm gonna have to be at some point to go out to some very pretty stuff in and around Portland.
You are
But we
indeed.
were but we were on Interstate 84 for 876 miles. It was literally almost the entire last half of the drive from because it basically from Salt Lake to Portland, it's one highway.
Why is it so
that
shit?
makes sense.
Which was just ridiculous.
Like, why does it sucks?
Because just being on one highway for that long is just boring.
Right.
It's just like, oh my fucking god, could we please get some variety?
800 miles, Jesus Christ.
Almost 900 miles on one fucking highway. And
You're like a New Zealand across.
Yeah. yeah. Legit.
And what made it worse was that it was, driving Utah to Idaho to the, outskirts of or through the eastern side of Oregon. And
I mean, to be fair, when I'm driving through Idaho and eastern Oregon, I want to stay as close to the main highway as possible, so I don't wander off into the woods.
Oh yeah, valid. And Idaho is definitely low rent Utah for sure. But
we got Utah at home.
Just yeah, exactly.
Wish
so
Utah.
that was drive wise, that was cool. Managed to get in, and obviously I am not in a van down by the river. I'm in an extended stay America, which is kind of like being in a van down by the river.
I wish we'd
hence the title.
I wish we'd put dam instead of river, just quietly. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, it would have been.
Well, that wasn't the reference we were going for.
I don't know
the
the reference.
Into Dr. Seuss hour.
I don't understand the reference.
I guess you're not big aficionados of like 1980s Saturday Night Live in New Zealand.
No,
the 1980s haven't got to New Zealand yet. I always forget.
I can't wait though. I hear some good stuff happens.
Totally.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
Just only for white people.
Gray knows what's going
really,
on.
Though.
Gray knows what's going
else
on.
Be damned.
I don't know what your excuse is.
Classic Farley.
Yeah,
I've found him quite shouty. He was quite a shouty man, but pretty funny.
He was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He yelled frequently about living in a van down by the river.
Oh, sweet. I might have to Google that. I'm gonna actually end the podcast.
Oh, please do. I cannot wait for you to watch it now, because I feel like either it's gonna be the funniest thing in the world to you, or you'd be like, why did people find this funny? What was wrong with people 30 years ago?
Hey, boy.
And yes, doll. There is a cat tail, because there are 3 cats living in a hotel room with me that's like 300 square feet. So that's a thing.
Tell the cats they have to run on the wheel faster so your internet doesn't crap out again.
the lights are dimming.
Yeah. Good luck with that. So extended stay Americas are what I had forgotten when I was booking it, because just timing wise and budget, like this was what was in budget for the length of time that I need to stay here. I forgot that they get used as transitional housing a lot of times too. So there's
makes sense.
There's just some additional level of like needing to be aware of things. And the first night we got here, when I got checked in, like I was so fried. The person was like, "So what floor do you want your room on?" And I said first, not even thinking about it, just thinking, "Oh, just like get my stuff in and whatever." And to be fair, the person at the front desk, like she tried to hook me up. Like she gave me basically a corner room on the first floor. So, definitely there was some extra room for the cats to roam around. And then when I got everything into the room, I actually like looked at it, I realized that cool, there's two windows. And then I kind of checked the windows. It's like, oh, and these look right into the parking lot, right? Because it's a first floor room. That's not gonna work too well for a variety of reasons.
If there's one thing I know about you, though, is that you've always wanted to be a corroborating witness. So I'm sure you'll see something in the parking lot.
Yeah. So anyway, look, I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with this now. I need to sleep. I'm too fucking tired to deal with this. And
Also fair.
woke up at yeah, woke up in the morning, went to the front desk, like, okay, so last night when I
I
checked
fucked up.
in, they offered me rooms on second or third floor. I said first, I'm realizing that's not what I want to do, because I need to be able to open the windows for my cats, and I can't do that on the first floor because of other reasons. Are there any third floor rooms available? Short answer was yes. So I now have a third floor room that I can open the curtains and let the cats, look out and, not feel like my shit's gonna get broken into because you know mon- monitors and work stuff.
Mm.
So that was so that's all sorted. Um, and then I have found out that it looks like my house isn't going to be completed for another basically 2 weeks longer than I thought it was going to. So they're saying it's like November 10th right now for my house to be done.
Ooh.
So yeah, so I'm basically going to be in this room for the next 2 months.
Ooh, that's harsh.
Yeah, yeah, it's not super fantastic, but
Everyone
you know.
knows that Van Than craves open plan. Uh, so, yeah, I
And
feel for you.
and he's gonna be in that can for the better part of
You poor man.
Yeah, yeah. So my stuff the rest of my stuff gets delivered on Sunday, so that'll go right into the unit, and that's gonna chill until the house is done.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, overall, like I'm already like so much fucking happier being here than I was in Texas.
Mm.
Um,
that's what we like
it's
to
just
hear.
West Coast Slam,
yeah,
exactly right, Slam Man. Also,
yeah, Slam
hey,
Man,
hey Slam Man.
exactly.
Nice to see you.
Um,
My man
yeah,
wants to get in
so
that van.
Look, open the windows.
yeah,
Get yourself a tan. All right. Um.
it's Portland, not so much with the tanning.
Oh yeah, you have to do that in Moab. Um. All these runs have become spam. Almost. Almost. Um. Well, it sounds like a There we go. It sounds like a harrowing experience. Um. Only Fuku was there. I want to give. Oh, sorry. Is that the end of your tales?
And I feel like that. Oh yes, no, there's not. There's one more thing. So going back to remember the 6 grand worth of work that was done on my car,
Yeah,
the
facelift.
new transmission,
Oh,
new
yeah,
catalytic converter. Fuck off. So car made the drive great.
yeah.
Like was perfect,
I should hope
fantastic.
so.
Coming back from the coast on Tuesday, because Tav and I went out to the coast. All of a sudden, it started sounding not right again.
Mm.
and and, and I literally went, no, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I fucking what? Um, so the soonest I could get it booked into a dealership, and it needs to go to a dealership because I had the work back in Texas done at a dealership, so it's all in their system. Because if there's something wrong with the parts they installed, that's that's a Hyundai warranty issue at that
Well,
point.
at least you could get a
Uh,
warranty going across like multiple state lines.
yeah, because because and there was options to do some of the work not at a dealership when I was in Texas. I'm like, no, just do it all at a dealership, so it's all
Mm-hmm.
there. Um, so the soonest I could get my car in to be looked at was this coming Wednesday at like 1:30 p.m. So I still have to so that there's still some driving I have to do, but I'm just like I am babying the hell out of my car right now. It's like,
Mm.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
we're not doing any hard acceleration. But I can definitely hear like no, there is something not right, which is so fucking annoying after dropping $6,000 and having it be fucking perfect on the drive cross country. It's like I should not be having to deal with this shit. But apparently I'm going to. So
The old
Yeah.
fan van cam belt.
There's camshaft.
Oh,
Right.
camshaft.
Is there a cam belt? I don't think there's a cam belt. That doesn't sound right.
Cam belt's a thing.
yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. I know cars. I don't know cars.
Yep. Bunch of real
hope these
grease
ain't-
monkeys on this podcast.
You can't say that. Use that sort of language. Hope there's ATF in there. What's ATF?
I mean, there's the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, but I assume that's not what we're talking about.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Although they may be called to that hotel as well. You never know.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
keep a bird's eye on the car park.
well, I mean, so it's like my car, I managed to like it gets parked like where I can see it from my room under a light. I actually put the wheel locks back on my car, which I had taken off like a couple of years ago because there was no point in having them on because my car was always garaged. But since it's not garaged for the next 2 months, like nope, we're putting the wheel locks back on.
It's a good assumption to make there, Gray. Automatic trans fluid / transmission fluid. That's definitely what we were talking about, not guns and booze and tobacco.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
Not ever.
we know our cars here on this podcast.
that's right.
Totally.
I know where my car is.
And
That's about
besides,
it.
look on the bright side. Then if it gets stolen, they're not going to get very far because it's not a very good car anyway.
The joke is on you,
You're
criminals.
like laughing at them as they're like broken down on the side of the road. You're like, "Ha, good luck stealing my car, you
Yeah,
dumbasses."
shame. Well, yeah, I want to make a very quick shout out. So we already shout out Dolly earlier today for her work this week and raising funds for the charity stream. Also want to do a quick shout out to Jenny from Neverland in chat because Jen ran a half marathon today to raise some funds for the charity stream as well. I think it was a half marathon. Let's just say
I
a
got
full
tired
marathon.
just hearing that.
Jen ran a marathon today to help raise funds for the charity stream, which is really awesome. It's currently at prize
Yeah, it
giving, so yeah, that's really cool. If you don't know what it is that we're talking about, oh boy, have we got some
Here we
got some news for you in exactly or basically 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, the Resupply annual charity stream is back for 2022. We are going. Normally we do a 16-hour, but no, not this year. This year we're going longer. We're going hashtag 24 the kids is what the hashtag
34.
is.
You have to honor Than by making it 34.
No fucking way. I
No,
might
no, you
die.
don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. We're good.
The last 10 hours, all proceeds will go to repairing Than's car.
A worthy cause. At the very least, we can afford to give your van a Make-A-Wish type scenario because it sounds like it's not too much longer for this world. But in all seriousness, we are raising funds for the Starship Children's Hospital Foundation, New Zealand's largest children's hospital. There's going to be 24 hours worth of shenanigans, fun and games. Wheel of Doom is back, which means I have to chow down on a bunch of disgusting jelly beans again, which I'm really not looking forward to. It's by far the worst thing. There'll be plenty of waxings and all sorts of stuff on that list as well. But we've also got a bunch of prize giveaways. I can't release too much about what they will be because I'm gonna surprise people during the day as different incentives to get you guys in the mood for parting with your hard-earned cash. But we have released what the two main prize giveaways will be. The first one will be a Lego set from my personal Lego collection. It's the Stranger Things upside down Lego build, which is really awesome. Is there potential RNGs a sermon too? Fuck, I hope not. But so there is that. That's the first main prize. This thing is like no longer in production, so it's become quite a sought after set. but it was generously given to me by two Mato Winger from the community, and so we're going to pay it forward and give someone an opportunity to win that particular set. I think its retail was like
Nice.
$400 or something New Zealand, but you basically looking at like $500 if you want to buy it now. The second major prize will be a PlayStation 5 Horizon Forbidden West console bundle, which is pretty huge because like PlayStation 5s are really hard to get at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna give one of those away on stream. So if you want to donate, !donate or !charity in chat, that'll give you a link to the page for every $10 donation you make during the day, regardless of whatever prize draw you're entering. You will also get automatic entry into both the Lego and the PlayStation 5 draws. So when other stuff pops up during the day, if you want to enter those, you can. You'll also be getting extra entries into the draw for the PlayStation 5 and the Lego kit. So plenty of chances to win some really cool stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of really awesome things that we're gonna give away throughout the day, but at its core, it gives you guys the opportunity to raise money for a very, very worthy cause. So the more you guys could give, the better. Obviously,
As always.
don't put yourself in a financial ruin.
Yeah.
You forgot the
do
secret
that.
grand prize though. You
Oh.
too could own Than's old engine block shipped all the way from Dallas, Texas.
If you would like to claim yourself a piece of the Than van. But yeah, I'm super excited. I've got a post about it on our social media platforms and also my own personal ones. If you haven't already seen them, go check them out on there. If you could, please be a pal, tell a pal, and the more people we can get involved, the better I think it'll be. I can't wait. I'm real excited about it. I love doing this stream. The last couple that we've done has been really, really fun. So I think this one will be more of a challenge because it's 24 hours. I don't stay out for 24 hours ever. I barely stay out for 12 hours. So yeah.
There's usually like naps in the day. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck, Steve-O?
Preschool
What is
toddler
Content
sleeping.
our audience loves.
Yeah. Actually, that is a thing on Twitch. You can watch people sleep. It's creepy. Yeah, I don't think we'll stoop to doing that yet. Maybe next year's charity stream. We'll see. See how
All
this year
48.
So sleep off.
goes. Yeah.
All 48, and then there's definitely some sleeping happening.
That's right. Yeah, so I'm very excited about it. I can't wait. I can't wait to hang out with you guys. Hashtag all 420. That's a different kind of podcast.
There's a lot of napping and there's a lot of napping involved then.
Yeah, we generally don't use that one to raise funds for children. So, yeah, sends the wrong message. Mixed messages too. Right, actually, and just a quick shout out because we do have a couple of people who have sponsored prizes for the day. One of which is everyone's favorite coffee bean company, erabeans.co. They're one of the prize sponsors. We also have stuff coming from Podgy Panda. Toothpick Steve is donating a couple of things.
Oh, that guy.
That guy.
That fucking guy.
That fucking guy. We've also got there's plenty of stuff coming out. There's some exclusive merch coming.
Is it true that there's going to be a Toothpick Steve versus Caruso beatbox match?
I would definitely win that. I actually, no joke, I did compete in a beatbox competition one time. On a stage in front of like a couple of thousand people. It was awesome. And then I went to hospital the next day. It was cool. Yeah, so
how are the two things how are those two things related?
I don't know.
Or are
I
they?
got real sick after that show. it's probably why I was delirious enough to go up on stage in front of that many people.
Was there
Beatbox.
vomit on your sweater already? Mom's spaghetti?
And sweaty.
Love it. Right, so speaking of hype, we talked about this last week. We'll talk about it again today. Like I said, today we, really just a temperature check, if you will, on making sure that Homeless Stan is okay and everyone's hyped enough for the the charity stream. But we've got some tournaments coming up.
What?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, speaking of temperature, it's literally 35 degrees colder here than it was during the last time that we did this show. So
has it broken? Are you back in regular? Oh, that's good.
last few days have actually been pretty fantastic.
That's
although we're getting a little bit more smoke, and then I guess we're gonna get some unexpected rain out of nowhere, like the last couple of little bands of that hurricane or whatever that are washing over our fair state. So we'll see if that puts out some of the fires or just makes lightning to make more fires. Who knows?
Or my personal favorite, yeah, it's going to put out some of the fires. It's going to have lightning to cause more fires, and it's going to cause a ton of fucking mudslides and close Highway 50 for long periods of time. That's all very regional as far as that goes, and I'm really sorry for everybody that doesn't get that. But if you don't,
Thank you, dramatic.
well, you'll cope. There's enough people to
Thank
make
you,
it
dramatic
to make it worth it.
pauses.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh no!
Someone clip
Oh
that.
no!
Yes.
Thanks, thanks, Van Than, the weatherman. Oh, that
How
was
did
so good.
Where did that?
We'll show you
actually,
later.
Okay.
Absolute perfect time.
And
At
also,
the absolute perfect time.
Whoa.
Oh no, look him next. Okay.
okay, cool. This is good. Speaking of tournaments, later tonight we're going to play Space Marine 5 tournament at Dom's site. Is it Dom? I can't remember the full pronunciation. You might have to put it in chat. Dommerschlit. I can't remember. I'm butchering.
Lucy just offered up Doms, and yet you had to insist on being a show off and trying to pronounce the whole thing. She served up Doms on a silver platter, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, I can't remember. Nah, can't remember. You did tell me at one point.
Oh my god, look at that. What a Twitch clip already.
Thanks, Maddie. That's awesome. And also tomorrow Pilsen League begins. What are you playing for your Pilsen League, Lucy? Is it just the deathmatch stuff that you guys play, or is it like laser ball, or what are you guys doing? One of the things that has been talked about, obviously, other than the Auckland Triple Threat tournament and then the following Utah Space Marines tournament that's coming, but there has been talks of the Czech Republic hosting a larger Space Marines 5 tournament next year. Hotly discussed on the old Facebook. Obviously with some some unnecessary comments as well, as there always is on the internet, but like for the most part I think fairly positive.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is the perfect analogy for the internet, is mostly
Can
positive.
we just
but
can we just rename Facebook to unnecessary comments? I feel like that would just really encapsulate it.
I keep getting sucked into Facebook as well. It keeps clawing me back, and then I'll read anyway, I don't need to talk about it here. So
You read bullshit.
Huh?
You read bullshit and you're like, fuck. Move on.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I find myself, and I've been a long time believer in don't ever read the comments. Never read the comments, kids. All it serves is angst.
Because 90% of them are bots anyway, so there's no sense getting mad at a robot.
That's right. I did see it was Pakalis' birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to you, Pakalis. Hopefully you had a great day. Teams 3v3v3. It's really cool. We what? Oh yeah, just messaged on Facebook. That's right. Yeah, so we actually played some lasers on Tuesday. It was cool. We got some 6v6 Space Marines in, which it's been a long time since we've had that, but we've been playing now on the regular for the last 4 weeks. So nice. You should see more Laser Force live from YRL making its way back onto Twitch. I've
well better.
I found this little guy at the dump shop. This here is his mini PC, right? And we like this thing is from like 2014. So our computer guy does all our work. Computers was like, throw that garbage in the rubbish. I was like, but it was $5. And we took it to Lasers this week, and aside from the fact that the old webcam that I took with me didn't have a microphone inbuilt into it, which I didn't realize. But I'll take this camera that I'm using today next week, and that'll solve that problem. So, yeah, we'll be able to stream. It actually streams better than my laptop, which is kind of awesome. But we'll stream Laser Force live on Tuesdays going forward. Assuming that we get to play on Tuesdays. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to play some Space 5 again with 6 aside.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
It is nice. It is nice.
This asshole.
I was definitely hitting the point on my bike today on the way back. I'm like, fuck, I really need to play some laser tag. So I'm like, what is it? It's like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, somewhere in there.
Wasn't someone thinking
Not
about
soon enough.
starting a site back up in Sacramento, or was I mistaken about that?
I mean, it was definitely discussed, but then we had that whole COVID thing happen, and it wasn't the greatest time in the world to open a business. But you never know what's going to happen in the future here. Now that we have, I guess, left the top of the real estate market. Sorry, Than. That may, I don't know, change some of the business or some of the expenditure basis for opening a new laser tag. But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I'll take what I can get at this point.
Week 5, no laser tag. I pewed an old lady on the street and she seemed annoyed. Fucking noobs. As long as it's always got to be consensual pew. Truly awful.
Yeah, people get a little nervous when you pew here in the States.
Yeah.
A lot nervous.
Looking out for it. Hey Stanley, what's up, dude? But yeah, there's some Laser Force starting to awaken again on our local scene at least, which bodes well for our tournament, bodes well for next year's tournament, and yeah, just a general. You always, when you're not playing, you always feel it. You always feel that you are missing something, and it's yeah. I can't imagine like having it like completely taken away, because that's probably far more painful than like. You get to play a week, and then you don't get to play for another 4 weeks after that, and then you get maybe a week, and then you have to wait another 6 weeks or whatever. Yeah, the tease is at least some. Rather than
there's something to be said for it not even being an option that actually makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, maybe.
Some ways you get madder when it's there, but nobody's using it.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with the rest of you? Why are we not playing laser tag right now?
Yeah, exactly. We've got some people who have come back after not playing for a few years and made their way back to the scene and enjoying it again. So to the point where they sort of gone down. One of our peeps has been going down on the Friday nights to play with their friends. So it's pretty cool.
Good deal.
Yeah. Would you guys be open to traveling to Europe to play?
I would. I just don't know if that's feasible.
Yeah, I mean,
close to the time
I don't think I have any.
Auckland.
Yeah, that's always the key is it's the time and money equation.
Yeah.
If that was a thing that could be made to work, I mean, I like getting new stamps in my passport. I don't
use stamps anymore. It's all electronic.
Well, you understand the point that I'm making, though, asshole.
Like an old fart.
He's at the computer. He's like, "How does it work?"
But yeah,
I miss the stamp days. Nowadays, you just go in and it's like beep.
Yeah.
Like, that was very anticlimactic.
They'll still stamp it if you ask, but you have to actually ask. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, if it was something that could 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 work, yeah, I mean, definitely going in with the, forethought and knowledge that there are likely going to be things that are going to irritate me, because I mean, really most things irritate me. So, um, but it would certainly be it would certainly be an interesting experience, and also kind of the secondary thing of being able to directly help, because even you know talk, talking with people, and you offer assistance via video and whatnot. Like, it's definitely not the same as actually being able to be there and specifically
Nope, no, it
demonstrating
isn't.
in person, because that's sometimes like the light bulb moments as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Tucker, Tucker, you feel like I started avoiding eye contact with both of them. I mean, I try to avoid looking either of them in the eyes ever. That's accurate.
That's why Than is a shady hobo who I don't trust.
In the slightest, yeah.
Yeah. What are the costs normally for Europe? You mean like flights wise? Flights wise from New Zealand, and I assume that Australia is pretty similar. It's quite pricey. I think it's more pricey than flying to New York, which I think for us is, depending on when you get flights, can be. Well, pre-COVID was like 1,800 to $2,500. $2,000 return flights right now. Yeah, obviously right now flights are just like hard, really hard. I think like I was looking to fly to Adelaide to see my mum after this weekend, and those flights were gonna be like 1,500 return to Adelaide from Auckland. So
Yikes.
yeah, it's up there in price, but like if you can get there, like a Europe trip is not for us Southern Hemispherians. That's the worst. But for
Brand new word.
yeah, for us Southern Hemispherians, it can be very, very expensive to go to Europe. So I think that's probably going to be the biggest barrier to entry for us going there. Hemispheroids. Yeah, but also
much like something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a real bad one of those. Yeah,
But that's also, I mean, that's also the same barrier to them being able to get down to
that's right. And
Australia or New Zealand for sure.
yeah.
Oh God, freeze frames.
That's all right. We got you. We're a learning computer. But
What
I
you
think
need to do is just tunnel straight through the Earth, and you can avoid the messy airlines altogether.
I watched The Core. That shit doesn't happen. But yeah, so that movie, what a crock of shit.
Great documentary.
Oh my god. We got problems.
Rewatchable spy.
Let's nuke the core. Classic Americans. Just throw a nuke
We
at it.
ruined our
It'll
next
fix it.
rewatchable.
But yeah, I think that's partially why. So with our community being such a stickler for the way that we play our rules, that's why this conversation that happened on Facebook was so
Acrimonious?
Yep, probably the opposite. Probably the opposite of that. It's why we're so passionate about the rule set that we play by. Sorry, it's because we are so passionate about our rule set. It makes that another barrier for players to make the trip, because I back in 2010 I made myself and a handful of other southern hemispherians made the trip to Chula Vista, and that was quite a harsh one, because we were playing by, at the time it was known as the US rule set rather than the international rule set. And it sucked, not only because I was I almost died, but
Say,
because
who's
also
we? You played like 3 games.
Yeah.
I was there. But also, oh god, that was such a terrible trip. But also because no, I've lost my train of thought. But that's okay. Yeah, it was a tough
At
one.
least you got a nice wallet out of it.
I don't know where it's that thing rusted on me.
Inglewood.
Wood. Get the fuck out of my way. Tonight after the tournament, some of you are gonna try and play by the rules. That's cool. I think and whilst we have the heated discussions and stuff, I preface this conversation every time we have it, but I think it's important that I don't think anyone intends any malice or any like holier than thou kind of actual attitudes towards play in Europe at the moment. It's only until somebody comes in and, let's be honest, is a bit of a dick, is when stuff starts getting actually heated. But like, just know that we aren't like bad mouthing you guys for the way that you played. We just obviously play a different way, and we know that it's better. No.
Well, it's again, it's the whole thing where we've ended up where we are via rules evolution over time, and it's like it's that whole thing of we've been at that point, we've played that way, we know how that game plays, and then we got to try this way and realized that just as a whole it makes for a better overall game, and does actually help reduce the skill disparities between newer and more experienced players, and actually gives newer players a chance and all of that. So yeah, and I know that we make this point like every time we have this conversation, but it's a very important point. That yeah, that some people, I think, are deliberately obtuse about.
Yeah, and
But what are you gonna do?
I think it's important, to make the distinction that there are a lot of players who have played both styles in our community, and obviously
Yeah.
the ones that are still around are the ones who enjoyed the Switch. There's definitely a number of players who didn't like it, who couldn't make the switch, and that's, I think, a lot of times it's the players that had a very large advantage over others because their pop shots were so good, they were so fast, and it's a skill, like you have to develop that as a skill. And so I think a fear is for people who have to change their fundamentals of their game. Some people aren't willing to do that because it's too hard to start again. It's hard to go from being like a top dog to, mid-tier, and have to kind of work your way up again. Some people can't do it, and that's fine. That is what it is. But yeah, it's cool though, because the dialogue means that communication is open. It's when communication gets shut off and walls get put up, and then people blind fire from behind those walls, that it becomes difficult to have a conversation.
Yeah, and then the whole thing with the Czech Republic and their resets or lack thereof. Yeah, that is definitely a conversation for a different
That
time.
is a story for another time.
Yeah,
That is 100%.
That will definitely change things a bit.
Well, yeah, and I don't know, like the it is super awesome now that like we do have the ability to have these conversations with disparate scenes like in real time, with like, oh hey, yeah, we can actually do a little videos, to do actual demonstrations of things, to basically all these things that 15, 20, 25 years ago, we did not have the ability to do at all to try to, you know, get people a little more comfortable with things if they
And
were
there
only
he goes.
hearing about them. So that fuck. Really? God damn it. This fucking
Exactly.
internet connection. Um Tucker, you heard no resets, and Josiah went, it sounds interesting. The reset in Laser Force is the thing that makes Laser Force diff so
Better.
different mechanically
Oh, sorry.
than any other system out there. I mean, yeah, I mean we can definitely go with better as a word, but at a more just base game mechanic level, like the it is the game mechanic thing that no other system really has. Yes, Zone has their things where, you know, yes, you can stun into DX, whatever. So Zone has something similar.
Same.
Yeah, but
It's really not. That's
but but mechanically it's so functionally different that without it, yeah, it completely changes how you end up playing like every single game because of that specific mechanic. But again,
man, you
that's
would
a
have
deeper
lost so many
conversation for
hardcore characters during this stream.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, I am. I. It, all it took was the pre-show to realize there is no fucking way I am playing any sort of hardcore Diablo 3 while I am in this room. Apparently, if I'm playing, I'm gonna play some softcore characters because, yeah,
That word
I
sucks.
just can't. I just can't.
The old softcore fan in the van.
just 2 months of pain. Just think of it as, you know, a short white collar prison sentence for one of you Verizon executives.
The film.
That's a great freeze frame.
The film Than in a Van, 2 months of pain. I'm not sure. Not sure I want to see that one.
The Fan Van Redemption.
Oh,
it sucks. It really sucks.
Cool. On that note,
Sorry, of Fandy Dufresne.
Fan Ben from his own van. Fandy Dufresne.
I don't even
dying.
I'm glad that you've almost killed yourself with your own fucking joke.
Oh, that was a
DK.
great one. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I mean, it was pretty fucking good.
Whoop.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking good.
Redeem flash of inspiration. I need to get rid of those redemptions.
You
We haven't
do.
played any D&D on this channel for a very long time. All right. Well, look. We're gonna. No. It's cool.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit.
Really, like it worked. It worked before. I don't understand. Yeah. Anyway, I understand why we don't use resets of regular games attitudes to some players, but Space 5 needs them from a point of view as discussion for another time. Yeah, I mean, we talked ad nauseum about like why resets are important, and one of the comments I think Tomas put in his conversation, he kind of almost arrived to why resets and chasing are needed in Space Marines. And yeah, because he said, you know, obviously you can chase as much as you want, but we have to work out something, you know, for the heavies.
Not to just sit on the medic. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why resets are so important, and why the chasing rule is important, so that doesn't happen. That's for me in a nutshell. That kind of answers why should we have these things. That right there is why we should have these things, because with chasing rules and resets, you can't do that. That's not even possible in a Space Marines. That's how you fix that problem, is implement those two things. Yeah.
And it's hard to explain how between like the chasing rule, the shielding rule, and the reset feature, like all three of those things have to be working together. That's what promotes that sense of movement in the game and why it is so much more active and not like an exercise in dogfighting.
Yeah.
Compared to, I don't want to say like to all other systems, but compared to a number of other systems that are out there, it puts much more emphasis on that kind of movement than it does on just sort of one-on-one skills.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, look, I think we've talked about it long enough today. We'll probably touch on it again a million more times.
Constantly.
on this podcast.
Constant touching.
That's
what we do on this channel. We're constantly touching things.
Yeah, that's
consensually.
I think the 4th edition of Than in the Van. That movie is constant touching. Not
if a man in a van wants constant touching.
Yeah. No, it's
that's
not cold and constant touching. Talking about grammar. We're gonna leave.
I don't want you constantly touching my colon either.
we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna get out of here. I hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday, I think, for more Laser Force Live. And all going to plan. We'll build some Lego on Wednesday. We'll play some Thunderdome on Thursday, and then that'll take us into the last Resupply podcast next week, before the charity stream, which will happen the week after. We are real close, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah, yeah, it crept up real quick. But for this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
And I've been Than.
Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you next time. Ka kite anō.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to hit their target, it must be what we reap. 'Cause you don't know what I know. You don't feel the way I feel. All these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I've been throwing daggers in my dreams. If they seem to hit their target, it's harder than it seems. You don't know what I know. You don't feel the way I feel. All these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I'm a well-known stranger, walking my own path. Gave up all my mysteries just to get a laugh. You keep me hanging on so tight. Sometimes I just have to wonder, do you know wrong from right? 'Cause you don't know what I know. You don't feel